Hey folks, welcome back to this RPG series. Wanted to do another just wanted to grab a quick few minutes here while I can and add a little bit more to this inventory system. Um, so last time I added these item assets and weapon item assets, this item actor. Um, I think what I want to do here is I'm gonna, first of all, my inventory component is empty. I'm gonna add a new Unreal class here, and we're gonna inherit from U object, and we're just gonna call this Badger Inventory Slot. Whoa, whoa. And it is going to have a pointer to a U Badger base item asset. And we'll initialize it to null pointer. And I'm going to make a public couple of methods here. One is going to be get item, and then we're going to have a set item. There we go. And then on my inventory component, I am going to have an array. Oops. Of inventory slots, and in my constructor I'm going to create 8 of these. Whoops. Yeah, dot add. There we go. Just want to create 8 of those. So I'm only ever going to have 8 slots. And then we're going to create a public. Actually, we'll do bool. I'm going to loop through the slots here, and if we find an empty one, we will add the item to that slot, and we will update to actually we can just return true here. Okay, if we couldn't find any empty slots, then we return false. Okay. Then in my player controller, I've already got code here for what happens when you click on a character. So I need Badger, what did I call that? Badger item actor. A Badger item, if it's an item actor. And now I actually need to add a type of actor for each type of item, because I need a pointer to this weapon item asset. In this weapon item asset, right now I just have weapon type. I'm going to add a couple more things here. I'm going to have int damage, int delay. These are like the stats of my weapon. And I need a weapon item actor to point to this Badger weapon item asset, I think. Yes, I do. So I need Badger item actor, and we're going to inherit from actually Badger weapon item actor, and we're going to inherit from Badger item actor. There we go. Get rid of the tick in the begin play. Clean this up. There we go. Okay, and weapon item actor is going to have a property on it. It's going to be basically, let's see, it's going to be go. The weapon item asset. And we're going to make a getter and setter for that, I think. Actually, just a getter. We need a getter. There we go. Okay. So now if I go back to my player controller, actually I am going to take a quick little break and I'll be back in a few.
Okay, so took a much longer break than I intended. So I need to remember what I was doing here. I think the more I think about it, the more I think I don't want this weapon item actor class. I think I just want to use the base class for everything. So I'm going to get rid of those two classes. And I'm going to say if the actor that I'm clicking on is a Badger item actor, then current player character, dang it, current player character get inventory component, add item to inventory, and we're going to take we're going to actually cast this. So we're going to say a Badger item actor equals get actor, but we're going to cast it, and this needs to be a pointer. Cast oops. Add the include, and we're gonna say item actor get item, which does not exist yet. I need to create it. So let's take a look at item actor, and we're gonna add say T object pointer U Badger base item asset. Actually, we'll call it item asset, and then can't type today. And we're going to say T object pointer U Badger base item asset, get item asset, and we're going to there we go. And so now I need to go back to my player controller, and we're going to call this get item asset. There we go. So we're going to add item to inventory, which is going to call this method here. And if this returns true, back to my player controller. We're going to destroy there we go. We'll destroy the actor. And we can make this constant. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to compile this. And assuming that compiles successfully, I'll launch the editor. And we'll see what we can do with it. Whoops, forgot one little thing. If is item added. There we go. And yeah, it's telling me I can combine this into one statement, which I guess I'll go ahead and do. I don't think that's... It makes it a little harder to read, but not much. Actually, I don't even need the declaration then. I just do this. Okay, let me try that again. And it looks like it doesn't like my destroy method. Sorry, it's my alarm going off telling me I got about 15 minutes to finish this up. So, destroy is going to destroy. That's not going to work. I need... There we go. Alright, we'll see if we can compile and run that. Okay, my editor's launched. I actually forgot I need to uncomment some code. But before I do that, let's take a look here. So my item actor class. Interesting. Maybe I'm gonna have to make that weapon item actor. Let's see what we got here. Ah, yep, okay. I need to fix this guy up. So Badger item actor EP underscore how did I name this? Badger underscore weapon underscore 1 H blunt underscore rusty mace. That's pretty wordy. There we go. So I'm going to do damage 5, delay 33, rusty mace, one-handed blunt, a weapon, and this is the item actor class. We're going to save that. We're going to open up our blueprint. And we're going to set the item asset to be our Rusty Mace item asset, and we're going to set the static mesh to be our Mace static mesh. Save that, compile. And now I'm going to drop it right there. So the one thing I think I need to fix is if we take a look at my character. Yeah, the inventory component is not initialized, so you see it's not showing up here. So let's see if this will work now. I'm going to hit Control Alt F11 to try to compile it with live coding. I'll pause while that works its magic. Okay, so that's finished. Still does not show up. I don't like the fact that it doesn't show up. Well, let's see what happens if I run this. And I'll set a breakpoint in my player controller. Set a breakpoint right here. And whoa. Oh, I clicked on the floor. Alright, let me set it inside of here so that it won't fire off like that when I click on anything. Okay. Let's walk over here and let's click. And there we go. Now we're inside that if statement. So we're going to cast. And we can see the cast worked. And now we're going to try to add it to our inventory. So what happens if I hit F7 here to step in? F7. Good grief, I should have just set a breakpoint on the... There we go. Add item to inventory. So we have 8 inventory slots, all of which are null pointer, which is not going to work. And this is going to crash. Yep. So my array, my code that initialized the array is not working properly. This guy. Not this guy. This guy. Okay, so I think what we really want here is me take a look here. Okay, I think the way I should do this is oops. Give that a shot. I have to hope this works because I'm running out of time here. I'm gonna go ahead and set a breakpoint right here so that I don't have to step through all that nonsense code again. While I'm thinking about it, this is so. I don't know if there's a way to do this, but I would like to be able to tell the debugger not to step into code that's in this engine folder here. I only want it to step into code in my game project. If anybody knows if that's possible, let me know. You know, my day job, I work with C#, and C# you can tell the debugger to only break on your code so that it doesn't step into like the .NET framework code when you're debugging, but that's sort of a different thing because that code is external to the solution you're working on, whereas in this case the code that it's stepping into is still in my solution, but I don't want it to break on anything in here. I don't know if that's possible to configure that. It'd be nice if it's possible. Okay, so now, whoa, let's give it a second. Skybox, there we go. All right, let me run this guy. And let's run over here and click on the mace. And let's hit F9. Now let's take a look at inventory slots. Debugger needs a minute to catch up. Let me just go ahead and there we go. Inventory slots is now an array of objects. So the first one we're going to hit, get item, should be null pointer. It should set item. And now if we look at inventory slots, and we look at this very first one, I'm not going to actually be able to see because it's a private property. Oh, there we go. Boom. And it should destroy the item as well, and the item is destroyed. So the item is now in my inventory, and it's been removed from the game world. Now, I have no idea what will happen in multiplayer, but I'm not too worried about multiplayer just yet. So we can't actually see that item because I don't have any UI, but the item is in fact in my inventory. So I am going to do one more thing. So in my base item asset, I am going to add another property. and it's gonna be, I'm gonna put it right at the top. This is gonna be is it F texture 2D? No, I think it's U texture. Yeah, there we go. So that'll allow us to doesn't like that. I need to forward, no. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So now we've got an item icon, and I'm gonna actually have to find some icons to import. So far, all the icons I've found are like sprite sheets, and you can take a sprite sheet and turn it into individual sprites, but you can't turn them into texture objects. You can only turn them into sprites, and I want textures. Unless I want to import the Paper 2D plugin and try to use sprite sheets, which maybe I should. I don't know. For now, I'm going to leave this as texture 2D, and I'll find an image somewhere to use as an icon. So that we can display this in the UI. And then there's a couple other things I want to do. One is I want to add a new Unreal class. Actually, not an Unreal class, just a class. Oh, not even a class. I just want to add a file, and we will call this equipment slots, slot types, equipment slot types. .h. I think that's what I want to call it. Equipment slot types, and we'll just steal this guy actually. And slot types are going to be primary, secondary, say head, chest, secondary, head, chest. Let's do legs, actually arms, hands, legs, and feet. And on our inventory component, what we're gonna do I need a new class. When I inherit from new object, we're going to call this equipment slot. And we're going to have a property of the enum we just created. And I did not name this properly. Badger equipment. Whoops. Slot types. And I need to rename this Badger. And we'll give that a second. Okay, so now back in my equipment slot, which I also didn't name properly, so let me just completely redo this. It's too late for me to be doing this. I'm making a lot of mistakes here. Equipment slot, view object. There we go. Okay. Equipment slot types, add the forward declaration. Let's call that slot type. Actually, we'll call it equipment slot type. And then we will do a T object pointer to a U Badger base item asset. And I'm going to make these U properties because I think it's going to come in handy. Okay, so we got the slot type and the asset that's currently in it, which will be initialized to null pointer. And then you can see what we're going to do here now is we're going to come in here and we're going to have an equipment slot, head slot. Right, and so we're gonna have head. What did I call all these? Badger equipment slot types. Let's see, we got primary, secondary. We'll just put those in for now. So I think that's the way that's going to work. I'm just going to have a slot for every place where I can equip an item. So then we're going to have something like bool equip item. Actually, maybe I should take in the inventory slot that the item is currently in. So let's do that. Right, so we're going to equip the item that's in that slot. Why does it keep trying to do inline? Good grief, it's way too late. I need to stop right now. So we're going to take in this inventory slot and we're going to find well, you know what I don't have is on my base item asset now. I need to know what slots this item can go in. So let me compile this because I need to stop. Obviously, I'm making a lot of mistakes here, so we'll compile this and see if I can update my item real quick. Okay, so it finished compiling. So let's take a look real quick at slot types. There we go. So this can go in primary and it can go in secondary. If you have, dual wield ability, I guess. We'll worry about that later. But it can go in primary or it can go in secondary. So, and I don't have an icon yet. I wonder if I can find one real quick. Okay. Grab the PNG here. Let me see if I can drop it in. There we go. Let me rename it. Okay. And then let me come in here. I've already got it open. And there we go. So that will be my icon. So I guess my next step here is to go ahead and make an inventory widget that shows, and in order to do that, I'm gonna actually duplicate this click. Come on. And we're gonna call this inventory. And we will come into our context and add a mapping. Inventory, we will map that to the I key. Save that, and I think right there is where I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm basically completely out of time. So in the next video, I'll start putting together the UI to actually show the inventory. And there'll be all kinds of stuff we have to do then with, equipping and drag and drop and all sorts of things. But for now, this is where I'm going to stop. And in the next video, like I said, I guess I'll start working on a inventory widget. So until then, take care.